Spring is a time for doing things. It seems everyone is full of energy. The days become warmer so everyone spends more time outside. Winter is finishing, so the countryside becomes greener. I love watching the new flowers in my garden in spring. I watch the tulips grow and then I know winter is over. I wonder what it's like to live in countries that don't have 4 seasons. They miss out on what it's like to welcome spring and see everything come alive. Spring has to be the best season. It definitely makes you feel very positive about life. It's a good time to clean your house from top to bottom. We call this spring cleaning. Spring also means the weather gets warmer and you can do more things outside. Are you good at sport? I'm not, but I love watching and playing all kinds of sport. My favorite sport is football, the kind with the round ball, not American football. I wasn't very good at football when I was a kid. This did not stop me playing. I played in the park with my friends for hours every day. What is your national sport? Do you like it? I love Japan's national sport sumo. It is one of the most exciting sports in the world. You have to spend a little time getting to know the rules and the fighters. The greatest thing about sport is that it brings people together from all over the world. Another good thing is that it keeps us healthy. Sports stars are very lucky. They love their job and stay fit by doing it every day. What are you going to play next? Spiders are scary. I don't care what people say, they are scary creatures. Some people say they like spiders. I think they're mad. They only like them because they're so small. If they were the size of large dogs, people wouldn't like them so much. Can you imagine if they were that big? We'd be in big trouble. Spiders are among the most dangerous species in the world. They have hundreds of deadly poisons. They can kill things 10 times bigger than themselves. If you look at spiders really closely, they really do look like scary monsters. All those eyes and legs and bodies. They make me shiver just thinking about them. Spiders are useful though. They are good at tidying up their environment. I think teachers should do more spelling activities in class. My spelling in English isn't very good. We need more spelling activities because English spelling is so difficult. How can we remember when a C sounds like a K or an S? It's sometimes impossible to figure out why words are spelled the way they are. There are loads of really good websites that have spelling activities. We need to do more of these in class. There must be a teacher's book with spelling games in it. Even if the teacher spent 5 minutes a lesson on spelling, that would be really, really helpful. I suppose it would take a lifetime to learn all of the different spelling rules. My teacher even told me he didn't know most of them. I'm terrible at spelling. It's so confusing. I really wish someone would change every word in English to make the spelling logical. I don't know how English people can spell. My teacher says many English people can't spell. English spelling is difficult even for native speakers. My teacher said she is now confused between British and American spelling. She forgets which is which. I'm not sure whether it matters. If one of the spellings is right, that's good enough. I hate having spelling tests at school. I never get full marks. I know spelling is important because one wrong letter can change the meaning of the word. I wish someone would create a good system for us. We need a better way of learning how to spell. Speed kills. This is something I remember from a road safety campaign many years ago. It's true. There are too many drivers who drive too fast. So many people are killed on the road because of speed. I don't understand why people don't follow the speed limits. Many people are addicted to speed. Of course, it is exciting to go fast. That's why things like roller coasters are so exciting. The faster they are, the better they are. It's different for cars though. I think governments should limit the speed a car can go. If the speed limit on the road is 100 kilometers per hour, why sell cars that can go 200 kilometers per hour? I hope in the future they have sensors on the road that can control the speed of your car. Do you like doing speaking activities in class? How often do you do them? I like speaking activities. It's always fun to speak to different people and practice your English. The teacher usually chooses something fun to talk about. I like role plays. When I do a role play, I can escape from my own personality. I can talk more because it's like acting. Sometimes I get fed up when I do a speaking activity because my partner doesn't talk. That's silly. If you're doing a speaking activity, you have to speak. I'm not sure why some people don't get this. I want to know what my teacher thinks when we do speaking activities. She walks around and smiles at us but doesn't really say anything. Souvenirs are funny things. Most of us feel we need to buy a souvenir when we go to another country. Then when we get home we put it on top of the television. When visitors come, we tell them about it and where we got it. A lot of the souvenirs we buy are rubbish. I have a long history of buying things that look horrible, are cheap and don't really match my house, just because they are souvenirs. It's almost as if we are programmed to buy a souvenir. I know some people who spend hours wandering around souvenir shops. What a waste of time. I decided never to buy a souvenir again. I'd much rather spend my time doing something more interesting. The best souvenirs are memories and photos. Sound is something few of us rarely think about. It's always around us in one form or another. I even think there's sound if everything is completely silent. There is actually a famous song called The Sound of Silence. When I was a child, my parents or teachers would tell me not to make a sound. This was usually when I did something wrong. I tried not to make a sound, but it's pretty difficult. Try it. There are all kinds of sounds in the world. You can put them in categories. There's the sound of the city, the sound of the jungle and the sound of the ocean, just to name a few. My favorite sounds are those of laughter and fun. That always makes me happy. My most hated sound is the sound of traffic. Soldiers have an unbelievably difficult job. Sometimes I don't understand why people become a soldier. You can die. The life of a soldier is very tough. You have to train very hard every day and carry really heavy things. You have to march over mountains for days and sleep in the desert. You also have to learn to fight and do many dangerous things. Some soldiers don't have to worry too much. If you're in an army in a country that never goes to war, it's probably a good job. Being an American or British soldier is a very dangerous job. They're always fighting somewhere. One big problem today is child soldiers. There are armies in the world that kidnap children and make them fight. The solar system is an amazing thing. I can't imagine just how big it is. I don't think anyone can. It all centers around our sun. Our solar system has 8 planets in it. When I was a kid I learned there were 9 planets, but some time ago, scientists decided Pluto wasn't a planet. All of the names of the planets in our solar system are really cool. Everybody knows the names because they are used every day in advertising or to name cars and things. Pluto was even the name of a Disney character. I think Saturn is the name of a car and Mercury is the name of a radio station. I love looking at photos of the solar system. They get more beautiful as our technology gets better. One day we'll go on solar system tours. Solar energy is the key to our future. If we do not use it, our planet will not survive. We do not have enough resources on Earth to supply our energy needs. We are slowly using solar energy more. Most places you go in the world today you can see solar panels on people's houses. I hope that in the future, all houses will use solar power. It's so simple. In fact, it's free. All you have to do is pay for the solar panels and some other equipment, and then you have free energy. Research into solar energy is still in its early days. I think in the future it will be everywhere. We'll be able to buy solar panels from our local DIY store. I also think we'll be wearing clothes that provide solar power, and we'll be driving cars powered by solar energy.
We might desperately want to believe they're innocent, but can you control your beliefs in the same way you control your actions? It seems like you can't just believe whatever you like when the truth is staring you in the face. But on the other hand, recall your spouse's plea. When we say things like this, we seem to be assuming that it is possible to control our beliefs in some way. So what do you think? Can you control what beliefs you have? And if so, what will you believe about your spouse? My life experience prepared me to identify evil at an early age. Not my life as the chess player. Not even as the youngest world champion in history. No, my relevant experience is where I was born and raised, in what Ronald Reagan accurately called the evil empire, the USSR. As a young star in the chess-crazed Soviet Union in the 70s and 80s, I had many privileges my compatriots did not. I could travel to the West outside of the Iron Curtain. Dictators lie about everything they have done, but often they tell us exactly what they're going to do. Just listen. Anyone who is surprised at Putin's war crimes in Ukraine must not be aware about his long record, beginning with the Second Chechen War in Grozny more than 2 decades ago. Vladimir Putin has been a war criminal from the start. How did we forget what evil can do? We have lost the generation that saw World War II firsthand. Otherwise, we reserve absolute evil for fiction. Life makes our planet an incredibly exotic place compared to the rest of the known universe. This is the only place that it is known to exist. In fact, you can study physics or chemistry or geology anywhere else in the universe. But this is the only place where you can study biology. Well, I happen to be a biologist on the only planet where you can be a biologist in the entire universe. We also stimulate and simulate ancient environments in the lab to understand the ingredients by creating them from water, air and rocks. This means accessing and obtaining chemistry that is novel. This means the ability to drive chemical reactions so that they can create chemistry that organizes itself. This means having chemistry in hand that may act lifelike. This is really remarkable. All the snakes we'll be visiting belong to a group called the vipers. As of 2021, there are 368 species of viper worldwide. The name comes from the term viviparity, which means giving birth to live young. Unlike most snakes, which lay eggs, most vipers have eggs that hatch inside the mother, who then gives birth to up to dozens of tiny snakes. Not glad you're safe at home yet? Vipers are also often highly venomous, with 2 hollow fangs that fold flat to the roofs of their mouths.